you're a woodworker, I'm sure you're aware of how the cost of tools can quickly add up, making woodworking an expensive hobby. Personally, when I need a specific tool, I make sure to do my research to try to get the most for my money. Recently, while browsing online, I found this new WEN trim router at $46. It's definitely a budget-friendly tool, but is it worth it? We're about to find out. What's up, guys? Welcome to the bunker. I'm Johnny. Thanks for stopping by. While looking for a trim router recently, I found routers at so many different prices, starting at $25 up to $70, $80, $90, $100, all the way up to $200 just for a trim router. And because WEN states that their goal is to provide quality and affordable tools, I decided to check this one out. I already have WEN products such as my drill press, my bandsaw, and I have also a reciprocating saw. It caught my eye, so I decided to purchase it. I found it on Amazon for $46, although you can also find it on WEN's website for $49. But I decided to get mine from Home Depot online, which was also $46, just like Amazon. So let's unbox this trim router and see what it can do. Because by the end of the video, I hope to help you decide whether or not this router is worth buying. So let's get into it. It was delivered to my home, so I didn't have to pick it up at Home Depot. But let's see what we got here. It's well packaged. We got the instruction manual. We have an edge guide. This goes to the edge guide. With this, it allows you to route, say, a groove a certain distance from the edge and parallel to the edge. This is a trim guide. I'm not very familiar. I've never used one of these, but it allows you to route an edge profile along a curved or round edge. I will not be using this one today, but I will use the edge guide. We got 2 wrenches, some type of a washer here, and a few screws and washers and a knob. And then we have the actual router right here. This is nice and heavy. It feels good quality. It is variable speed. The on and off switch right here. This is a rack and pinion adjustment. It's pretty smooth. Or you can adjust it with this knob right here, and then you lock it into place, and that locks it in very well. Doesn't move at all. There's no play in it at all. It's got a small clear base so that you can still see where you're cutting. It allows you to do that. And like I said, it feels good, like high quality. It actually feels like my Makita trim router that I have, which I paid almost $200 for. It feels just as good, nice and hefty. And I believe this is an 8-foot cord, 6 to 8 foot cord. Very nice. All right, guys, let's put this thing to work. I'm gonna use 2 different router bits. I'm gonna use a 1/2 inch round over bit, just like this one. And I'm also gonna use a 1/2 inch straight bit, like this one right here. I've used this one a couple times, so it should still be sharp. I'm gonna use the round over bit on some solid wood, and the straight bit, I'm gonna use it to route a groove into some 3/4 inch plywood. So let's see how it does. This is supposed to have a soft start motor, so let's find out. Yep, definitely a soft start. Feels nice and powerful. Although I have the speed up to 6 to the max right now, I'm gonna set it to 3. This router motor can go anywhere from 10,000 RPM to 30,000 RPM. So that's pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and install the 1/2 inch straight bit so I can route that groove in the plywood. All right, I installed the 1/2 inch straight bit. I have a depth of about 1/4 inch. I'm gonna start with that. We're gonna do a groove using the edge guide. Everything's tightened up, ready to go. All right, let's do it. pretty nice. I didn't start off too well. There's a little curve right here, and I didn't end too well either. There's a curve there, but for the most part, parallel to the edge guide works pretty nice. I'm gonna go ahead and drop the depth a little more, about another 1/4 inch, tighten it up. All right, let's keep going. Nice. We got about a 1/2 inch deep groove right here. That looks good, guys. It doesn't bog down. Working nice so far. Now we're gonna go on to the 1/2 inch round over bit. All right, I've installed the round over bit, but I had to switch it from a 1/2 inch round over bit to a 1/4 inch round over bit. The 1/2 inch bit was too big. So I'm gonna go ahead and route into this board right here, a round over on the edge. So let's see what happens. All right, nice 1/4 inch round over. Perfect. Okay, this router did very well. It routed a groove easily. It didn't bog down. I used the round over bit, worked perfectly. I really don't see any cons to this router. Like I said, it's nice and heavy. It's almost as heavy as my Makita trim router, or I think it might be even heavier, a bit heavier. I think it's at about 3.8 pounds. The model number for this router is RT1460, in case y'all want to check it out. Like I said, it has a soft start motor, variable speed. The switch is just in the right spot. When you're routing, when you have your hand around this, the on and off switch is just in the perfect spot to turn it off and on. The base is nice and smooth, rack and pinion. You can use this knob to adjust it in small increments. And you have this lever here that locks the base nice and snug. It doesn't move at all. There's no play. I'm gonna give this trim router a win. Definitely worth it, guys. In case some of y'all are just starting to do some woodworking, or if you're a beginner woodworker, definitely a budget-friendly router at only $46. You can find it at Home Depot, Amazon, or straight from the WEN website. Definitely look into this WEN trim router. As far as I know, it's a new product, or a fairly new product by WEN. So it only became available recently. If you enjoyed the video, click the like button. Also consider subscribing. And with all that said, I want to thank you for watching. Y'all take it easy, and remember, exercise your right to bear tools. Over and out.